is Bree Mani, and I would like to welcome you to my channel. If you're a returning visitor, I would like to say welcome back. First things first, if you are not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button down below and join the Bree Mani family. I promise you won't be disappointed in the content that I post. So today we will be talking about how to seek God in all things and why it's important. Seeking God in all things means to talk and pray to God about everything that's happening in your life and being obedient to Him and trusting Him to lead your life. With that being said, any major decision in your life, pray about it. Consult God, talk to God, and pray about whatever it is, whether that be a career change, either moving into a new place or a new location, any type of lifestyle change, and especially in dating and interpersonal relationships. When you talk to God, listen to what He says. Now, some of you may be like, well, I've never heard God's voice. Well, let me let you know that there are multiple ways that God can speak to you. God can speak to you through scripture. He can speak to you with His own voice. God can speak to you through other people. God can speak to you showing you signs. He can speak to you through your intuition, so pay attention to that gut feeling or your conscious. And also, God can speak to you through sermons or other types of biblical teachings. Once you hear from God about the decision that you're consulting Him about, obey His decision. We are too old and too wise to stay in spiritual disobedience. Understand that there could be consequences to your actions, meaning there could be consequences to your disobedience. And no, this is not a threat, this is not a scare tactic, but we must make a conscious effort not to take God's grace, His favor, His mercy that He pours out onto our lives for granted. Be intentional with seeking God and really aligning your path to His purpose for you. You owe it to yourself to become better, okay? Remember, this channel is for those who want to become better, who want to transform, who are finding themselves, and thus it's time to do better. If you want to turn around in your life, the best thing you can do is to seek God in all things. Really allow God to direct your life, even if you don't agree with it. Sometimes we have a certain path for our own lives that God didn't even intend us to have. And so sometimes He has to pull us back in and turn us around so we can go on the right path. But just know that God's plan is far more better than your plan. So stop making the same mistakes. If something is not working in your life, don't continue to lean into your own wisdom. Don't continue to lean into what the world says. Listen to what God is trying to say to you. So this topic is very dear to me. It's very important to me because I truly live out what I am telling you. So I wanted to also share this video because I wanted you guys to get to know me better. So back in 2019, I decided to trust God with everything, meaning everything. I just told God, you know what, Lord, my way is not working, obviously, so I'm going to trust you. Whatever you have for me, whatever your will is for me, whatever your purpose is for me, I'm going to listen and I'm going to walk in your alignment. Sometimes when our lives don't pan out for what we think it should be, sometimes we're not in alignment with God. Sometimes we're here and God wants us here. And in order to get here, you have to be in obedience. You have to allow God to direct your life. Why is this important? Because your life will improve drastically. Yes, your life's not going to be perfect, okay? Obeying God and seeking God in everything does not mean your life is going to be 100% perfect. Nobody's life is 100% perfect, okay? We all feel sadness. We all feel heartbreak. We all go through something. However, your destiny and your purpose is aligned with being obedient to God and allowing God to direct your life. Going back to 2019, I did not know what to do with my life. It just felt like everything kind of was crashing down. And like I said, that was the minute that I was like, okay, Lord, not my way, but your way. And honestly, God has not let me down. When I tell you I trust God in everything, it really means everything. So if you don't know, I am a part of the armed forces and I serve in the United States Air Force. So, growing up, I never would have imagined that I would be in the military. I was that nerdy kid. I was the girl that always went to church. I grew up in the church. And my brother went through ROTC through high school. My sister was more of like a tomboy growing up. And so for me, if someone would have told me you would be in the military, I would have laughed. But like I said, sometimes God's plans for us is not our plan that we have for ourselves. However, I will tell anybody that joining the military has been the best decision that I've made in my life. It completely turned my life around, and I joined in 2019, and I was trusting God. That I had talked to God and I really prayed, and I was like, Lord, if this is your will for me, let everything go smooth. Let this process be smooth. And you guys, the process was so smooth going into the military, even going through basic training. And I always tell people it really feels like God carried me through. I've also trusted God with my car. I know that sounds silly. I prayed and I was like, Lord, I want to get a car. Show me what I need to do. Show me the process. And I remember the day that I went to the car dealership and I prayed and I prayed and I said, Lord, if this is my day, let me find the car that you have for me. And if this is not the day I need to be buying a car, also show me as well. And you guys, I remember at the car dealership, the cars that I initially was going to look at were actually being sold or had like just sold before I got there. And so I went in, didn't initially see anything that I liked, so I chalked it up and I was like, okay, Lord, today's not my day, right? However, I always tell people that with my car, it's like a ram in the bush. And I turned around and the car that I currently drive was there. It was perfect. Took it for a test drive. It was what I wanted. It had everything that I imagined and that I wanted in a car. And I still have this car to this day, and I absolutely love this car. And you guys, the process in getting that car was so smooth, and I have yet to have any car failures. I have yet to have any complications. And it's just like, I know that that was what God intended for me to have. Like I said, the cars that I wanted, God was like, that's not what I have for you. And he actually gave me better. He actually gave me a newer model car, and he blessed me with something that I wasn't even really looking for, or at the time I didn't even think that I could obtain, but he showed up and blessed me. Also, when I was looking for a place to live, I was still in the dorms, and it was my time to like move out of the dorms and transition into being on my own. And I prayed again and I was like, Lord, you show me what you have for me. Okay, I have this desire, but I'm going to trust you in this process. And you guys, I began getting discouraged and I couldn't find anything because this was at the height of COVID. The availability for apartments, homes was just like non-existent. And I was like praying and I was like, Lord, should I ask for an extension in the dorms because I can't find anything? And I was like, if this is really my time to move out, show me and let me find something. And so I found the place that I currently live now, and you guys, God blew my mind. I was desiring to have more than one bedroom because at the time I knew I was going to start my YouTube channel and I really wanted like a separate place to film, and God gave me that. You may hear a lot that God can give you the desires of your heart, and so many people say that. However, I feel like a lot of people forget that God can in fact give you the desires of your heart as long as it is according to his plan for you. So just because God does not give you something that you're desiring doesn't mean that he doesn't care about you. It just means that he's trying to give you something better. Maybe he's blocking you from something. So think about it in that type of way and change your mindset. A big thing that I really think people need to start seeking God for is interpersonal relationships. whether that be friendships or intimate relationships. The reason that I say this is because people can make a big difference in your life. If you are hanging with the wrong crowd, that can deter you away from your purpose, your destiny, and fulfilling out your life's mission. When you surround yourself with the people that God intended you to be around, that's when fruition comes. So it's super important to be praying about the people that come in your life. And my mom has always told me to pray this prayer, and she really meant it with relationships, but this prayer can go for anybody. Pray, Lord, if this person doesn't mean me any good, if this person is not supposed to be in my life, remove them. And especially in dating, say this prayer. In my dating life, I've always said this prayer. And honestly, the people that weren't meant for me, God removed out of my life. Now, there was a particular relationship where I didn't want to accept God's answer. So I pretty much forced the relationship. And it ended up being right that that person was not meant for me. And at that point, I was like, okay, Lord, I'm really giving everything to you. I'm going to trust you. And like I said, God has not steered me wrong when it comes to dating, when it comes to relationships. And I count it all joy because, like I said, sometimes God is trying to block and protect us from something. Or, like I said, he has better lined up. So I count it all joy. So I really trust God with every major decision in my life. And I hope you guys will start that journey too, with really seeing God in everything you do. I promise and I guarantee you won't be disappointed, and your life really will be transformed for the better. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you guys took away some key things, and I hope you guys start seeking God in everything you do. Remember to pray to God and listen to what he says. Be obedient in what he tells you or shows you, and trust God's plan for your life. So with that, if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up and share this video with someone that you think can benefit from it. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, lovelies.